Have you ever looked at something that made you unintentionally scared? Like, you look at it and think, that shouldn't be scary, it's supposed to be like fun. But when you look at it, you just can't help but feel uncomfortable. Thankfully, you're not alone in this regard. Items that cause this effect are known as falling into the uncanny valley. The uncanny valley is when something has a human resemblance but is not convincingly realistic and causes a feeling of unease or discomfort. This phrase is often used when referring to things like dolls, animatronics, and robots that bear some sort of resemblance to humans. The uncanny valley is actually everywhere in terms of pop culture, especially in horror media, where it takes the uncanny valley, which is often used unintentionally, but then makes it in a way where it's perfectly intentional. Automatonophobia is a fear of animatronics or robots. Whether intentional or not, this phobia can be very common and easy to find in the realm of pop culture, especially within this example. It's understandable why some people will look at Chuck E. Cheese animatronics and feel a little frightened by them. The animatronic band is meant to make kids feel happy and welcome to the place, but some people can't help but feel a little afraid of them. That could be because of the 1,000-yard stares and the stiff robotic movements that they have, as well as some occasional malfunctions here and there. All of these traits can cause them to fall into the uncanny valley, although this is very subjective. Some people can find them entertaining, others can find them creepy, but it all varies from person to person. And in my opinion, yeah, there's a reason why I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese in over 10 years. The uncanny nature of Chuck E. Cheese animatronics has come synonymous with the restaurants, and also became a massive inspiration and catalyst for one of the most iconic horror game franchises of all time, known as Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's is a 2014 horror game created by Scott Cawthon, in which you work at a security guard office in a very similar Chuck E. Cheese-esque restaurant, where the animatronics come to life at night and try to catch you. In Five Nights at Freddy's, the characters have very similar traits to Chuck E. Cheese animatronics, like the 1,000-yard stares and stiff robotic movements. However, in Five Nights at Freddy's case, the uncanny valley nature is completely intentional as to make the animatronics more threatening and scary. Whereas with Chuck E. Cheese, it's unintentional because the animatronics are supposed to be warm and inviting. But due to the robotics, it can come across the other way. The dark lighting and atmosphere of the original Five Nights at Freddy's is what makes it so terrifying, because it takes something familiar from childhood, that being a Chuck E. Cheese-esque restaurant, but combining it with a much more dark and ominous atmosphere, and distorts it in a much more creepy image. And in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there are versions of the animatronic designs that are a lot more withered and broken, showing their endoskeleton designs, which are very similar to the same endoskeletons used in real-life Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza animatronics from the 80s. Me personally, I find it rather ironic that the horror game is less scary than the unintentionally scary designs, but again, Uncanny Valley is subjective.